What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the FatmanStephens podcast. I am, of course, Marcus Fatman Stevens, and I know it's only been a week in between recording episodes, but so much has happened in just a span of a week since I last recorded. It was a week ago today for me personally, in this timeline, in my timeline. Um, so much has happened. Vince McMahon has retired from WWE. The MCU went crazy this past weekend and announcing, or Disney Marvel went crazy announcing Phase 5 and 6, all the TV shows and the movies. So we gotta talk about that. I saw Nope. Not gonna talk about Nope too much. I will just say that I enjoyed Nope as a movie. I think it was better than Us, but not as good as Get Out. I think Get Out's a near perfect movie, and it's going to be very hard for Jordan Peele, me personally, to top that. So I'm not going to talk too much about that because it's still relatively a new movie. Go out and see it though. Check it out and tell me what you think. Triple H has taken over as creative as head of all creative for WWE. Holy crap! And of course, we have SummerSlam coming up this Saturday. So let's just start from the first thing I said, which Vince McMahon has officially retired from the WWE at 77 years old. This of course comes off from the whole like month long, um, I guess, episode of the stories that broke that Vince McMahon was giving alleged hush money to a former paralegal who worked for WWE, and then there was more stories about other women that had the same thing where there was hush money involved and things like that, and I think the total was up to like 14 million. And Vince McMahon was taking it in stride, coming out on SmackDown and Raw, delivering these small little promos and then leaving. I don't know if he knew the writing was on the wall, and who knew, and I don't know if he knew his last promo on Raw will be the last time we've seen him on television for who knows how long. But knowing Vince, I'm sure he saw the writing on the wall, so he just wanted to kind of troll us a little bit one last time. But yeah, it was officially announced this past Friday that he is stepping down from his role. That means he's completely done. He's retired from everything, retiring from creative, retiring from the board of directors, retiring as CEO. So no longer will there be this kind of Vince McMahon presence backstage. And Vince McMahon has probably been backstage for WWF, WWE since the 80s, right? But probably even before that. And whatever you want to talk about Vince McMahon, of course, I'll tell you right now, I think he's a garbage human being. But of course, running with Donald Trump and people like that, of course you're gonna be garbage. But I do have to say thank you for all the memories as far as my childhood, because professional wrestling has been as part of my life as as long as I can create memories in my life. I'm born in 1990. My first memory of wrestling is the 1994 King of the Ring, and I just very clearly remember the bracket on the screen and the bright colors and everything of that. So, and then from there, professional wrestling has just, been such a staple of my life. I stopped watching wrestling in the 2000s, right around the time of the invasion angle and all of that. And I didn't start watching again up until WrestleMania 18. I don't really recall why I stopped watching wrestling during that time, but since WrestleMania 18, I've been for over 20 years now. I've been a diehard fan, watching all the pay per views. I don't think I've missed a pay per view unless it's like one of the extreme, like the ECW pay per views. I haven't missed it. I watch it, all the Raws and Smackdowns. I make it appointment viewing. I'm doing a little bit better now where I don't watch Raw right up, like like live, not live, but not to watch it as it airs, or I mean, just on my TV and not do anything else. Usually, I'm gaming or I'm doing, I'm on the computer doing other things now. But sorry, my fan. I thought I heard somebody talking. It's my fan. It's just Vince McMahon has created so many stars and so many memories that I can't help but thank him. Again, no, he's a trash human being, and I hope that everything that he has done will come to light in the next coming years. And I'm sure once he passes, whenever that is, in the next 10 to 20 years, or whatever long God allows him to live, a lot more things will come out, and you will see how far the rabbit hole goes with Vince. But again, I can't help but thank him for everything, because as far as in the wrestling sense, because everything for wrestling is so infoundly in my heart that I need it, and that he gave that to me in a time where, wrestling was basically was life, before I came into my own, before I started, living my life in my 30s. Wrestling is still important, but not as important as it has been lately. It's been a staple, and it's been very important, and I needed it, and I still need it. So, Vince doing everything, it's been, it's sad. It's like an end of an era, right? It's like you see somebody go away. It's like kind of like your grandpa, going away, or your uncle dying, or something like that. That you're not going to see them anymore, and it's sad. It's sad in that regard, but it pushed him out. I definitely didn't think I would have Vince McMahon retiring on my 2022 bingo card. Um, I kind of made a joke about. I think we all joked about it when he took the stunner at WrestleMania. That should be his last appearance in the ring. He should be done. He should hand the reins over to, no pun intended, to Triple H and Stephanie. And lo and behold, like, what has happened? So what's happening for WWE in the future? Now I'm done talking about Vince. He's done. Vince McMahon is now done, so that now means Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon are co-CEOs. So let's think about this like this. Stephanie McMahon took time away from WWE earlier this year. Now, the reasoning that she said she was taking time away was for family. Obviously, her husband just had a cardiac episode and things like that, so probably don't want to spend too much time with wrestling when, her husband... You kind of realize that there are a lot more important things than work, right? And she's probably been working so long without an actual break. She took some time away. Then these stories come into light. I personally think maybe she took some time off because of the stories. Didn't really want to hear it. Then it was brought back in because she knew that the regime was changing, and WWE, regardless of everything happening, needed a face, and they needed Stephanie McMahon in that role because they weren't going to give it all the way over to Triple H, and Shane McMahon it's just not going to happen. So we had them as CEOs. We didn't know anything about the creative. A lot of people thought Bruce Pritchard was going to take over. But today it was announced that Triple H is going to be head of creative for WWE, which is a breath of fresh air, which, it's like a hallelujah moment. But for me personally, it's just like a wait and see type of thing. Obviously, I feel like Triple H had he kind of has his finger on the pulse for wrestling because, again, I look at NXT as a standard. I look at Triple H. I look at NXT as if WWE was ran by Triple H, that's how it would go. And NXT of Black and Gold from 2014 to like 2020, like 2020 was my go-to wrestling. Like it was what I look forward to all the time. I still like NXT and I like the new direction. You have to realize that things evolve over time and not everything's going to stay the same that you want it. But Black and Gold NXT was near perfect for me. The amount of stars that I really fell in love with, the amount of moments I saw on NXT takeovers, that really started. Takeover was the real reason I started requesting off for wrestling because it was so amazing. It was so must see. I could not miss a takeover special. Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, Keith Lee, The Revival, American Alpha, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, Finn Balor, some of the greatest names in professional wrestling in the last 10 years, Kevin Owens, all these guys had to start NXT. And now most of them guys, some of them are on the main roster, are Triple H guys. So hopefully you'll start seeing renewed pushes for these guys. But also, I would like to see an alternate universe where COVID doesn't happen. Where, maybe these ugly stories come out, but what if COVID doesn't happen? What if Black and Gold NXT doesn't go away, and you still have all these guys that are under Triple H now on the main roster with Triple H in control? Guys like Keith Lee will definitely be in a bigger role. Guys like Adam Cole, Karrion Kross. I know that people like Karrion Kross, but given Triple H under his control would have been much better. EC3, guys who got the short end of the stick. But again, there's so many guys who are still in the company who are Triple H guys or have worked closely with him that I am very excited for the future of WWE. I'm getting very excited and very heated now because, again, Triple H is my guy. That is my favorite wrestler of all time. And for him to finally get the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, in terms of creative, having the last word now, that's fantastic. Again, with so many people being on Triple H guys and girls, most of the women's division right now or under him previously. So it's such a great feeling as a wrestling fan and knowing that Triple H is looking towards the future. So I hopefully to see that more NXT guys who haven't gotten a really good shot. I think of people like Ricochet or Finn Balor or Shinsuke Nakamura or Kevin Owens. 4 guys who I think should all be multiple-time world champions right now. Sami Zayn. And I'm looking forward to the future of NXT talent they come in. And I'm also looking forward to stupid edicts being put away. Where you can actually say professional wrestling on television. Where you can say moves are not banned anymore. Where we can start actually liking professional wrestling in WWE. You know, of course, still can be family oriented. I don't care about that. But inside the ring, I want wrestling. I want it to be just like everything else. And of course, the biggest thing, and I think this is coming from a CEO position, open the gosh darn forbidden door. We need WWE versus New Japan versus Ring of Honor versus AEW. These guys need to mix it up. We need Young Bucks versus the New Day. I need Okada versus Reigns. I need these matches. We can now make this happen. We don't have Vince in control anymore. We don't have an out of touch regime. Let's do business with other wrestling companies. Let's have fun with professional wrestling. It feels like WWE is this whole conglomerate where they have their whole marbles and they're playing by themselves, and it works. WWE works. I don't want to tell you that it doesn't. Yeah, the weekly shows are sucky, but people watch that stuff all the time. They're still selling out arenas. Madison Square Garden was sold out for Raw tonight. It was sold out. Let's just play with the other companies. Let's make professional wrestling big and spectacles again. Let's do pay-per-views in Japan. Let's have those Japan guys come to the US, US guys come to Japan. Let's just make professional wrestling fun for everyone. That's all I want for this new regime. Triple H, I wish you nothing but luck, nothing but blessings, and I hope you make WWE as amazing as you made Black and Gold NXT. I cannot wait to see what you do with the creative, man. I've seen what you did in NXT, and I'm really looking forward to the main roster. So, of course, stuff like this isn't going to be overnight. It's probably going to take weeks, months, years before Triple H gets into the swing of things. But because, again, he has his NXT, most of these people are NXT alumni, it should work out just fine. Done. WWE talk. For now, we still got to talk about SummerSlam. But let's talk about Marvel. Because this past Saturday at Comic-Con, I'm pulling that up because I don't... If you remember everything they announced on this weekend, congratulations. I don't. So, I'm just pulling it up because we have to talk about it. This is Phase 5, so I want Phase 4 first. Alright. So, this past weekend, we were treated to the Marvel conference at San Diego Comic-Con, and they announced that Phase 4, which the current phase we're in, is actually ending this year. It's actually ending with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So we only got a few more things left in Phase 4. She-Hulk, which comes out on August 17th, which is going to be a 9-week episode, 9-week series, which is the first 9-episode show since WandaVision. Excuse me. So I'm glad this is happening, so we can establish She-Hulk as a character, and her universe and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. We're getting a Guardians special, holiday special, and a Halloween special. As far as TV shows, that's it for Phase 4. Then Phase 5, Phase 4 for movies. We're then just getting Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, which finally had its first reveal trailer, which introduced Namor as the villain, or he's in the movie. Namor has been teased in No Way Home, and it's teased in Endgame in 2019. Back-to-back movies it was teased in, so we felt like he was coming. A lot of people even said it, is he coming up, and it looks like that is what's happening for the next Black Panther movie. Of course, this is the first Black Panther without Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, the first central movie. But there seems to be somebody new donning the suit. Everybody seems to think it's going to be Shuri. It seems like it's a female's build from the trailer. But Marvel has done misdirects previously in previous trailers. Of course, the Infinity War trailer where Hulk is running alongside the Avengers, but Hulk's not. But we see the movie; he's not in the movie. He's not in it for very long. So is this a decoy or what? So that's definitely a big thing to look forward to. I always want to say this right off the back that Black Panther has the hardest job of any movie, of any MCU movie, to live up to its predecessor. If you look at a lot of the first superhero movies, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Ant-Man, a lot of those movies in my Doctor Strange, in my opinion, sequels have usurped the original. Iron Man 2, I believe, is better than Iron Man 1. Thor Ragnarok better than Thor. Captain America Winter Soldier is much better than Captain America. Ant Man 2 is better than Ant Man 1. Blah 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 blah. List goes on and on. I feel like sometimes the sequel has outdone itself, but it's going to be so incredibly difficult to put on such a near perfect performance. It's kind of like not fair, when you kind of have such a perfect game, like basically a no hitter, a perfect game, your first outing, and now everybody's comparing yourself to that first outing, and it's going to be insanely hard. But I think Ryan Coogler could do it, with a different cast, with Neymar as a villain, hero, whatever in that role. It's just going to be tough. But I think people as black people, I can say it because I am black, are going to come out to support regardless. Superhero fans are going to come out to support it, and of course because we all respect Chadwick what he did, they're going to support it. So you get like a melding of everybody. So you're getting the African American demographic. You're getting superhero fans. You get people who respect Chadwick Boseman what he did. They're all converging to one thing. So that's going to be a big movie this year. Dang, Disney about to make bank this year because that comes out and then Avatar comes out the next month afterwards. So that's about to be back-to-back billion-dollar movies. And there's only been $2 billion movies this year. Oh, actually one. No Marvel movie has made $1 billion, but I didn't think Doctor Strange was going to make $1 billion. It's coming close, but it didn't do it yet. But yeah, that's Phase 4. So let's Phase 4. So let's start Phase 5. They announced Phase 5 and 6. So this is the movies that we got lined up for Phase 5. We're back in 2019, y'all. We're back to a 4 Marvel movie year. Was there 4 movies in 2019? Marvel. I think 2018. I'm thinking of. We're back to a 4 Marvel movie year for the first time in a while. So we're getting Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the first Quantumania, which is the first movie of Phase 5, February 17th, 2023. Peyton Reed's directing. He's the same person who directed the first other 3 movies. Followed by Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th, 2023. The Marvels comes out July 28th, 2023. And Blade coming out November 3rd, 2023. Let's talk about these first 4 movies, and then we'll get to the next ones. Big moves. Of course, we already knew the first 3 were already coming out. The new additions to Phase 4 or Phase 5, excuse me, and getting its own release date is Blade. Blade was so that's gonna be what 3 years or 2 years in between Eternals and Blade. Blade, of course, his voice was heard at the end of Eternals in the post credit, the end credit scene of Eternals. So that will be 2 years in between that. So that's gonna be good. I just want to talk about the last 2 movies. Captain America: New World Order comes out May 3rd, 2024. This will be the 4th Captain America movie, but this is the first one centered on Sam Wilson as Captain America. And then we have the Thunderbolts, which is coming out July 26th, which know nothing about. So this is a super villain movie. So I don't know anything about the Thunderbolts, and so I don't want to assume anything about it. I'm just gonna go in as a fan and watch it. But I saw the leaked trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and it's such a shift from a serious movie, from the goofy movies to a serious movie. From what I can see, Kang looks intense, like scary. A lot of people were saying it's giving them Infinity War vibes, where it's giving them big movie vibes again. And and a lot of people were complaining that Phase 4 really didn't have any direction. I compare Phase 4 to Phase 1, where again we're rebuilding things. We're putting out new characters. You have to establish things. We're putting out characters with Miss Marvel. You have Cassie Lang. Who's coming up in Quantumania. You have all these different characters. The new Black Widow, Hawkeye's daughter, or not Hawkeye's daughter. The girl was in Hawkeye. What's her name? Crap. Oh God, Kate Bishop. You're having all these new characters being established, so there's no real goal just yet. But there's been breadcrumbs all over the series. Loki was probably the biggest breadcrumb right there, releasing, He Who Remains, and of course, seeing Kang is going to be involved in coming out soon. So that was the biggest breadcrumb for Phase 4 currently, unless something big happens in, obviously the X-Men teases in Miss Marvel. So I think those are the biggest things we're looking towards. So Ant-Man, so the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 wasn't shown because of VX effects weren't added in. But this says that it's focusing on Rocket's origins, and of course Adam Warlock is a part of it, and the crowd reaction for him was pretty good. The Marvels, of course, going to be continuing the story that which they found in the end of Miss Marvel, which is a year apart. So I hope people are still excited about that. And then whatever Blade's going to be about. So I'm very excited for those four movies. Of course, I think the movie I want to see most is Quantumania because we're finally getting a look at our next big bad. Um, so that's pretty big. I want to see the Marvels because I want to see what they're going to do with Monica Rambeau as well. And Captain America, New World Order, Black Captain America. I'm black. I have to support. But no, I'm actually very interested in seeing what they're going to do with that. If Hulk Hogan doesn't make an appearance, what are we doing? What are we doing with our lives? But not only that, they announced so many different shows coming out in Phase 5 as well. So What If is coming back for a second season. 9 episodes coming in early 2023. Secret Invasion with Samuel Jackson is coming in early 2023 for 6 episodes. We're getting an Echo series based on the character that was in Hawkeye mid 2023. Loki's getting season 2 mid 2023. Ironheart is getting her own series late 2023. So Ironheart is making her debut in Black Panther, which I'm remembering now. So good to see that. This will be her basis. I'm glad she's getting introduced in a movie first and then her own series. Um, she's getting 6 episodes. Agatha the Covenant of Chaos is coming out in either late 2023 or early 2024. It says winter 2023. It says winter. So it could be either one. Or that's a sequel to, but kind of like a sequel spinoff to WandaVision. So you can see in this phase we're getting a lot of sequels. We're getting a lot of like spinoffs. What If's a sequel, second season. Echo's a spinoff. Loki second season. Ironheart's got a spinoff of kind of a little bit of Black Panther. Agatha's a spinoff, and this is the big one. I think this is probably the biggest one of phase 5. Daredevil Born Again, coming out early 2024. But here's the big effing thing about it: 18 episodes. 18 episodes. Holy crap! We're getting Charlie Cox returning. We're getting Hawkeye. God, what's his name? Jesus. Kingpin returning. Really blank on his name. Kingpin returning as well. So we're getting all that in one movie, one show. 18 episodes, bro. 18 episodes. But Marvel didn't stop there. They said, okay, we're giving you phase 5 news, but how about phase 6 news? Oh, I'm sorry. The overarching theme, it was the Infinity Saga. This is now the Multiverse Saga. Of course it is called the Multiverse Saga. Holy crap. So next up, phase 4. I think phase 6 is probably the biggest phase because we're getting right off the back, phase 6, biggest movie, Fantastic Four, November 8th, 2024. So it's 2 years away. No casting yet. Again, of course, John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic in the Multiverse of Madness makes you believe he got the role because is Mr. Fantastic different in each universe? Doctor Strange stayed the same person, so why can't he stay the same person? So who knows? We'll figure it out. But this is probably the biggest one. This is very bold, and I feel like this will change. But in 2025, so from 3 years from now, we're getting 2 Avengers movies. We're getting Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, May 2nd, 2025, and Avengers: Secret Wars, November 7th, 2025. So right now, that's the only films announced. I feel like you gotta squeeze an X-Men movie in there somehow, X-Men related, to get up to the Secret Wars, right? That probably seems to be the smart thing to do. But bro, it's gonna be crazy. So those movies, I can't even really think too much about them because they're 2.5 years away, 3 years away. But man, we're gonna be losing our minds over Marvel stuff for the next few years, man. I'm really looking forward to Quantumania. I was already looking forward to it a lot, like that, and I would say that when it was part of Phase 4, it was that and Multiverse of Madness I was looking forward to the most because I knew we would start getting more serious into the MCU. A lot of the movies of Phase 4 was complaining about everything being so self-contained and not being a part of a bigger story. But I beg to reason that that's false. I feel like everything they've been doing has been breadcrumbs leading up to various projects, and we're going to get the fruition of all this in Phase 5 and Phase 6. And it starts with Quantumanium, and that movie looks, like I said, the trailer looked very dark from what I can see. So I really hope they release that trailer probably sooner rather than later, probably closer to Black Panther's release date. But it looks insanely good. Um, yeah, can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Okay. So what you think? What you guys looking forward to most in MCU coming up in the next few years? Because there's really so much, and there's no wrong answers. I'm just very excited that the plan is out there. What's coming out soon? Man, next year 4 movies again. That's crazy. I can't believe that. All right, next up. So gaming. I'm trying to get all everything in one freaking episode. Wrestling, superheroes, now gaming. So first game of the second quarter came out for me was Live a Live for the Switch. I hope I'm saying it right. It is a remake, an HD 2D remake of a Super Nintendo RPG that we did not get in America. It came out in 1994, so it's a 28-year-old game. We're finally getting over here in the States, and I was kind of indifferent on the game. I didn't know if I was really going to get into it or like it too much, especially a week from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But I'm here to tell you that the first day I played it, I was off from work, so I played it for 5 hours. It's really good. It's fantastic. The old school, I'm a turn-based JRPG fan, so mixing uh, of turn-based, real-time, and grid-based combats all in one in 1994. Revolutionary, very good. 7 different stories you compete in. You can do in. I'm on the fourth of 7 stories, so I've already completed the prehistory. I completed the Wild Wild West, and I completed the present day. Well, present day in Wild Wild West. I'm on near future. I'm planning on doing distant future next, Imperial China, and then I'm going to finish off in the Edo era, and then I think there's more after that. But I have to hurry up because Xenoblade comes out on Friday, and Xenoblade is about to take over my damn life, because it is such a massive next gen RPG that needs every bit of my attention, and I'm going to give it every bit of my attention until Saints Row comes out, and so I need a whole month. So hopefully I can beat Live and Live by then. But I highly recommend Live and Live if you are a JRPG enthusiast. Like if you like the old school RPGs more than the newer school RPGs, it really captures everything that made Super Nintendo RPGs great in the 90s. And the fact that we're just getting it now, 28 years later, I can see why it's revered as probably one of the best Super Nintendo RPGs in an era where you have Final Fantasy 4 and 6, Chrono Trigger, Super Mario RPG, Earthbound. Live a Live can stand, after playing it. It stands up with those games. Um, it's so fun. The translation under you in this version is great. It's very adult. There's a lot of curse words. I guess we could just all say shit very clearly now. Because back in the day, I don't remember that word being used as much, but in gaming, but it's really big now. Like that I've heard it so many times. I went for an F bomb, but I think if you drop an F bomb, I think you could do like one. I feel like Uncharted. I think it's like movies where you can drop like one or two without still being like T or PG-13 without going over to the M or R. Is that still a thing, or am I making that up? Let me know. But I highly recommend it, and it's not even full price. It's $50 opposed to 60. I would have paid 64 and been okay with it. I think it's that great of a game. But and I hope we get some more like 2D HD 2D remasters. There's rumors that Square is doing Tactics Ogre, um, which I've never really got into. I actually just ran through Final Fantasy Tactics on my phone, the mobile version. I played it while going towards work and like in my downtime, and the game holds up. It's fantastic, but it just makes me want them to restart Tactics and like for like Switch, but do it like it's the HD 2D style. Do it like Triangle Strategy, which I played, but I haven't really played that much. I played it one time when it came out, and that's it. I feel like I know so bad. I feel like if you do something like that for Tactics, I would be all over it. Even Tactics Ogre, I'd be all over it. But yeah, Live a Live, give it a try. Go buy it. It's fantastic. 9 out of 10, hands down. I haven't even finished it at all, but I really like the gameplay. I really like the different styles of going to different timelines and everything like that. Of course, I feel like this is the problem with those other with like Saga Frontier and Octopath Traveler. For me, they're too open. You know what I mean? Like what to do, where to go next, and with these stories, it's all there's no real main story. I feel like each one so far is a self-contained story. It's linear enough, but it's like there's still like grinding. There's still like other aspects to figure out. Um, I think because I've done the three prehistory, present day, and Wild West and prehistory was the longest one. It took me 2 hours. Present day took me like 30, 40 minutes once you figured out the gimmick, and Wild West took me like an hour. So, but each one had its own story. It was individualized, even though it was different stories. It didn't feel like convoluted as convoluted, excuse me, as freaking Octopath Traveler did or Saga Frontier. So I really appreciate that, and I really enjoy it. So I'm gonna actually after done doing this and recording the podcast and eat, I'm gonna play Live and Live up tonight. Lastly, but not leastly, back to wrestling. It is SummerSlam weekend, so we are getting ready for the biggest party of the summer, and it is this Saturday. WWE keep doing Saturday pay-per-views, so I gotta keep requesting on to watch them. We got 9 big matches on the card. One big admission, though, or a few, is John Cena, who's making Peacemaker season 2. So him in theory, which would have been a big match, is not on the card. 3 admissions. AJ Styles, not in the card at all. And Cody freaking Rhodes, of course, still dealing with his injury. Randy Orton is another admission. There's a lot of admissions, isn't there? Bailey. Where's Bailey? It's been over a year. She needs to come back. With Triple H coming back now in control, he could be back. All right, but 9 matches. They announced one more match was for tonight. So let's go over them real quick, and then I'll close this episode out. The Mysterios, so Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio are going to take on the Judgment Day. Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Rhea Ripley made her return. Thank God. We praising Jesus that she's okay. Really missed her. Really missed out on the dream match between her and Bianca. But that could still be a nice fall feud anyway. So this is no disqualification, by the way. So this match could go so many different ways. Of course, Edge coming back to either reclaim a Judgment Day now that Vince is gone, or to help the Mysterios win. Some way, somehow, he has to come back. I feel like he has to come back. He has to come back on Sunday or Saturday. Dominic turning heel on Rey, joining Judgment Day, being the youngest member, being one of the sole reasons why they're together, and pushing him as their top guy in there, while the other two are like this. They're his heavies. Will be good. There's so many different ways this can go. So I think I'm more intrigued about this match now based on one, it's no disqualification, so they're going to go all out, and 2, because of what can happen with Edge. So there we go. Logan Paul's going to take on The Miz. This is Logan Paul's first official match as a WWE superstar. Love or hate Logan Paul, he did great at WrestleMania. One of the highlights of night 1. And now it's his time to face The Miz. Miz has been putting over people for the last 15 years. He's going to put over Logan Paul. And I don't agree with face Logan Paul. People were booing him at MSG. They're going to boo him in Nashville. But I expect Logan Paul to show up and show out and put on a really amazing performance. So that should be fun. Raw Women's title match is super big. It was the match we all thought was going to happen once Bianca won at WrestleMania. Is Bianca versus Becky 4. They wrestled at SummerSlam last year. Becky won 26 seconds. They wrestled at Extreme Rules, draw. They wrestled at WrestleMania this past year. Bianca won, and now this is the rubber match. So they're 1-1-1. Again, another match that could go so many different ways. Bianca, of course, already got her redemption at WrestleMania, beating Becky for the championship, but still has not gotten over the 26 seconds thing. It's still in the back of her head. Becky's still putting it in her forefront. So, and it was at SummerSlam, the same pay-per-view we're at right now. This could be Becky's redemption story. She already said that as well. Everybody's talking about Bianca, but is it Becky's redemption story from losing at WrestleMania? What's going to happen? Which way are we pulling here or there? I feel as though the smart move is to continue to go with Bianca, and of course we can do Bianca and Rhea for the fall. But man, I'm really looking forward to seeing this match. This could steal the show. This might be the best match of the show. Next up, we got Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. Both guys kind of in like a limbo right now. Riddle just had a great match with Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE title a few weeks ago on SmackDown. Did a great job in that match. Seth lost his feud 3 straight in a row to Cody Rhodes, losing to Cody when he only had one arm as well. Still get the last laugh though. But Rollins has not won on pay per view this year in like a singles match. He beat Reigns at Royal Rumble by DQ, but did not pin and has not pinned anybody on pay per view this year. I think Seth will get the big win here. Oh, I don't know who Bianca and Becky's going to win either. I'm going to pick Bianca, but I'm not sure. But for Seth and Riddle, Seth has to win. He needs to win. Riddle can take a loss here and be okay. Another big women's title match. Both the women's title matches this year are more compelling than the world title match to me. It's Liv Morgan defending her first title match against Ronda Rousey. I think based on Ronda's comments, like backstage and stuff like that, I don't think Ronda's going to win. She really wants to push Liv as a next face, and WWE desperately needs another babyface star again with Sasha and Naomi around. So I can see Liv winning this. It may be a plucky win, like a roll up or something like that again. But Liv's got to win. She's got to establish herself, and you got to continue to have Liv kind of feud with everybody on the show. Lacey Evans has to get a shot. You got to give Raquel a shot, Shotzi, and eventually you got to face the final boss in Charlotte Flair whenever she comes back, which will be soon. Which will be like maybe at SummerSlam as well. So next up, you got the Usos taking on the Street Profits undisputed WWE Tag Team title match. Their match at Money in the Bank stole the show, being the best match on the card. Definitely better than the Money in the Bank matches that year. This one has a special referee. It's Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, of course, being a music legend. Tennis is also being Nashville, Tennessee, so it kind of writes itself. We're hoping for Rikishi, but whatever. Jeff Jarrett's impartial. Of course, a lot of people are talking about will the Street Profits break up? Is it time for Montez Ford to have that singles run? I know Montez is like about 30, 31, 32 around that range, so we can still go. He's jacked. I think now with the right people in place, he could be a big singles guy. I don't want to see the Street Profits break up though. I don't want to see any more teams break up. But man, Montez as a singles star entices me. But also, I realized that the Usos have held the tag titles for a year, the SmackDown tag titles, and the Raw tag titles, because now they have both. It's annoying to me. But dude, I don't know who I want to win this match, because I feel like they want the Usos to break the New Day's record, right? To do that, they would have to hold the SmackDown tag titles for another 100 and some days. So that's another 4 months. That's into at least December. It's a long time. They're ruining the Survivor Series, by the way, because both champions are, they have all the titles, whatever. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to go with the Usos to retain here. I'm going to go with the Street Profits breakup. I don't know who's turning on who. It makes more sense if Dawkins turns on Ford. But I don't think they're walk out champions. U.S. title on the line. Bobby Lashley defending against Theory. This is the Money in the Bank rematch. Theory, of course, lost the championship, but won the Money in the Bank. Theory's the future of the company. He doesn't need the U.S. title here. Let Lashley win. Let Theory get beat up so badly you don't think he's going to cash in. But potentially he may, right? Pat McAfee was going to face Happy Corbin. Attraction match. Pat McAfee is fantastic on the mic. He's hilarious, but he's also very talented in the ring. And if I can see Pat McAfee at like the big premium live events and matches like this, I'm all over it. I don't think Corbin's gonna win. Corbin's here to put McAfee over. He's here to beat McAfee up, but then for McAfee to make a big comeback and win at the end of the day. So I'm going McAfee. Main event. It's the last time, last match, last man standing for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. The Universal Champion for almost 2 years now. Roman Reigns and WWE champion now for over 100 days will be facing Brock Lesnar. This is like they main evented two WrestleManias, three WrestleManias, excuse me. They main evented. This will be a third for SummerSlam main event to get together. They main evented, so many different shows. So here we go. Last time, last match, last man standing. So many different ways this match can go. Another big mention: Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. But they're wrestling on Friday, so it makes up for it. How does this match go? All right. Well, let's talk about it. Let's really talk about the title picture. Roman Reigns versus The Rock is probably the match at WrestleMania next year, right? Do you need the titles involved? I personally say it's 2 nights. I say yes, but since it's a 2-night pay-per-view, probably not. You can have the world title match. Well, actually, you can have the women's title match be the main event for night 1 if it's a big match. If not, just have the WWE title be the main event. Or you can have, and then you can have Rock and Reigns be the main event for night 2. The problem with SummerSlam is that Clash of the Castle is 5 weeks away, and you got 2 guys who are facing each other on Friday for the right to challenge the champion. So that is Drew McIntyre and Sheamus will be facing off. Winner gets the champion at Clash of Champions. Clash of the Castle. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre is a main event world title match that has not happened yet. Yes, they fought for champion matches and things of that nature, but not when the stakes counted the most. This is the matchup. This is the guy who carried during the pandemic era versus the guy who picked up the ball and carried it since then. So that's a big matchup. In front of a UK crowd, their first event in over 30 years. Do you want to see Theory and Lesnar? Do you want to see Theory versus McIntyre? No. Do you want to see McIntyre versus Roman? You want to see McIntyre versus Lesnar? Even Lesnar, that's a compelling matchup as well. Or, hell, a triple threat. My whole thing is this, though. We gotta split the titles up. We need titles on both brands. The WWE Championship needs to be on Raw or SmackDown. The Universal title needs to be on Raw or SmackDown. We need one or the other. This is brand. If you're gonna do the brand split, keep them separate. You have enough talent on both brands on the whole roster. Now with Triple H running things, as long as you have the right direction, you can have the right stars in place. You don't need them on both shows. But it's going to take one thing, and it's going to take splitting up these damn championships. And this could be the start. If Brock wins the championships at WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and then says, hey, I'm going to put this one title on this show, and then have the Universal title on SmackDown, I'd be okay with that. Don't think it's going to happen. Here's the thing I don't want to happen. Theory, keep your ass far, far away from this match because you're going to get hurt. My theory was this. My theory was that Roman and Brock were going to be beat up so badly, so hurt, that Austin Theory was going to come in the match and say, hey, I'm cashing in and making a triple threat last man standing match. Never been done in history. And just stand there on the top rope while they're both down and he wins the championships. But, pipe dream. And that would mess up McIntyre's chance at Clash of the Castle. That's the whole thing. Can't mess up that moment. McIntyre deserves to be in the main event after working his ass off in the pandemic era. So my prediction is Roman Reigns will somehow, some way, walk out as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, setting up his amazing big-time battle at Clash of the Castle with McIntyre. Will Theory cash in that and ruin it for the UK crowd? Probably. But he's not cashing in at SummerSlam. But also, maybe he will, because they so desperately want him to be the youngest WWE champion of all time. Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship when he was 25. He was a month after he turned 25. Austin Theory turns 25, I think, in August. Let me see. August 2nd. So it's like a month in between. When did Brock win the championships though? Hold on, let me check. What day was that? Hold on. I just want to check. August 25th. So it's so amazingly close. Brock turned 25 on July 12th, 1977. He turned 25. I'm sorry. He turned 25 July 12th, 2002. Won a championship a month and a few weeks later. Theory is born. He'll be 25 on August 2nd, 1997. So he turned 25 in 2022. In August 2nd, 2022. Next Tuesday. Clash of the Castle is a month after his birthday. Oh, it lines up perfectly. It's a month after. He can still become the youngest WWE champion of all time if he catches in a Clash of the Castle. So he can still have that and beat Brock by a few days. A few days. Amazing. Even better if he cashed on Brock. So I don't know. I just don't think you mess up McIntyre and Reigns, but that's just me. All right, I'm at the 45-minute mark, so I need to stop talking and I need to eat and do everything else. So, thank you so much for watching this supersized episode. It was a lot going on this week, and I'm sure I forgot something. There was something they didn't talk about, but let me know what you think. I'm looking forward to Vince. I'm looking forward to Triple H as head of creative. Looking forward to SummerSlam this weekend. Looking forward to all the MCU products coming out. Looking forward to playing more Live and Live, and of course, looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles 3 this Friday coming on my Switch. I cannot freaking wait. But once again, this is the FatmanStephens podcast. We're on all podcast channels. I'm on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, Deezer, Overcast. Anywhere you get your podcast, it's FatmanStephens, all one word. Then podcast, also on YouTube. If you watch it on YouTube, hello. Love you. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I want to hear what's looking forward to most in Phase 5 and 6. We're looking forward to SummerSlam this weekend. What games are you looking forward to as well? Because there's sure there's so many other games. Not everybody's going to be playing Live and Live and Xenoblade. It's just me, I guess. No, not just me. I know people are going to be playing these games. But thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you again next week for another episode of the FatmanStephens podcast. Goodbye. Stay healthy. Stay blessed.